A tip line set up by the governor of Virginia to fight so-called critical race theory is being clogged by memes and song lyrics. So now on Monday, Virginia Governor Glenn Youngkin had announced an email tip line that encouraged parents to report that if any divisive practices such as critical race theory were being taught in K through 12 schools. So now, of course, they're not being taught in schools. They were never being taught in schools. It's a college level course. But hey, let's not let facts get in the way of a good conservative culture war freak out. And so what they did is that they just took the name critical race theory because it sounds, I don't know, scary to conservatives. And they said, anything that has to do with the history of African Americans in this country or minorities, if you teach about that, that's divisive, that's critical race theory. Oh, wonderful. So now, this newly elected governor stuck to his campaign promises, banned teaching it anyway in the schools, and in fact, that was his first executive order. The first executive order. Now, can you imagine, you got all these things going on in the state. You got inflation, you got the cost of living, you got wages, right? You got all these problems, and your first order of business is, hey, let's ban something from school that isn't being taught in school. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. It's a waste of time. It's a waste of taxpayer money. All right? So now, the response to this is actually pretty great because you've got young people, you've got activists that are actually trying to fight against this in the way that they can. So now one of them is Qasim Rashid, who's a human rights lawyer and a parent in Virginia. So he told BuzzFeed News that, quote, it's very telling that a tip line was set up to report teachers who are teaching children about racism and not a tip line for children who are suffering from racism, especially when neo-Nazis are marching through the streets. So now, of course, he tweeted about it. That tweet blew up. And since it did blow up, a lot of people saw it and decided they were going to do something about it. One of them is Sophia Ongole, who is a 21-year-old student activist, and she decided that she was going to create an auto-generated email format so that people could flood the inbox. She said, quote, as a Black person, I know disinformation breeds hate and violence. The tip line is trying to vilify educators for literally doing their job. This isn't critical race theory being taught in school. It's American history. What Youngkin is doing is using this term as a boogeyman to sow fear and divide people, particularly among fearful members, ignorant and fearful members of his hegemonic class. So I don't want this tip line to exist. And so she coded a site that creates an email to the governor's email tip line with the name of an actual Virginia school mixed with song lyrics and pop culture memes, which is fun. In fact, here's a video of her on TikTok explaining.
So in case you missed it, Glenn Youngkin, the governor of Virginia, super Trumpy dude, recently made a tip line to report CRT being taught in Virginia schools. This is the email, and it would be really devastating if people blew it up. But moreover, it'd be really bad if someone made like an auto-generated like email thing where you just click the button and it makes an email. And it'd be really bad if it included an actual like high school that was in Virginia and some random quote or a song lyric, and then all you have to do is hit send. That'd be really, really, really bad. So whatever you do, don't generate an email using this link. Don't do it. Don't do it.
You're right. She's right. She's right. Don't do it. That would be a terrible idea, a bad idea to go to that website and click on that link. Don't do that. Don't go to that website. Don't click on the link. Okay? Don't do any of that. That would be very, very bad. I'm just saying, bad. Don't do it.